Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, a quick shout out to PMC Mold is where I bought this graphite mold and holds up a lot better than my expectations. So I've had it for this particular mold. I've had for 3 years, and it has poured at least at least 300 Buddhas out of bismuth, and then another 1,000 or so out of zinc, which is my latest. I thought zinc would quickly wear out the mold because it has a considerably higher melting point, especially straight zinc, right? If you alloy it with aluminum, it does get a little bit lower, and then you can get a lot more detail out of the pour. I have now figured out how to alloy it just right. You get this really nice aluminum oxidizes very readily to form a little bit of a protective coating, and you can almost see it, right? After you have some experience like me, you can see it. But I just had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he was like, how do you find all this money for bismuth, zinc, and all the other metals, all the gear and all that? Well, here's the thing. Don't do it after you plan the month, right? To do it before. Like so for example, I get my paycheck and immediately a bunch of it goes to the metals, right? Zinc, bismuth, whatever metal I'm investing in. And that's that, right? I get to live on what's left over, right? If you do it in that direction, a lot of times you find that you can live on a lot. Because let's face it, what I spend on zinc and bismuth, whatever's left over, there's somebody who's only making that much and they're living just fine, right? And but it's not just finances that work this way. I find that life has a tendency to work like that too. Let me give you an example. 3 years ago, I was working at a tutoring center, and I made a big mistake of how I arranged everything. We were coming up to a spring break, and I asked my boss, boss, I'd like to go away during spring break, but I kind of need hours too. So why don't you give me a heads up like the week before, or maybe as we get closer? I'll let you pause the video to think what happened. Long story short, I stayed around and I didn't get all that many hours anyway. Right? Had I just decided to take off during that time, right? And so I'm sure oh, here's the other problem. 3 years later, am I still working there? No. Right? I should have taken off that week. I would have gotten all the same. I probably still wouldn't be working there today, right? After all, life has changed a lot in 3 years, right? But I would have gotten whatever I wanted to do that week, or maybe whatever I did that week would have inspired me to start the art project sooner, right? That was quite a few months before I started the art projects, right? Anyway, that's how you painlessly accumulate, what is it now, more than a half ton of zinc, and that's how you painlessly carve out time for yourself as well. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.